All right. Sharon, are you seeing my screen anywhere?
Yes.
Hey, how about that?
Yes.
Technology.
Associates. Looks lovely. You have control.
I do. All right, we've got 9:15, 9:15 Eastern. Excited to have everybody here. I'm going to let Sharon be the boss. Joe is not with us on screen this evening because she is attending to something else, but somewhere in the background, because she would never leave us on our own, because she knows what would happen if she was not here and I was even remotely in charge of any of this, that it would all melt down like an old wax candle. So somewhere in the background, she's pushing buttons and pulling levers and making sure that I look like I know what I'm doing. And then Sharon, you're about to find out just how much heavy lifting goes into dealing with me on a Thursday night. But we're glad to have you here as well. Oh my
God, you're asking for trouble. Joe and I have this inside joke. Whenever she thinks of somebody who struggles with technology, she always imagines me. I've come a long way, baby, but it's a scary thought. But yeah, you don't want to give me the full reins. We got to be a team on this.
And we're just gonna fly by the seat of our pants now. Sharon, you're going to be the co-pilot. Which is not to say that either one of us is the pilot. We're both going to be co-pilots.
I like that.
Okay, and I've got a couple slides because I want to congratulate a few folks, and I know that I didn't send these anywhere, so I'm gonna hand it over to you in a second. But let's see if I can advance these slides. The answer to that is probably no. Let's see. Say a bunch of charming things about me or anyone you like.
Oh yes. Well, first of all, I want everybody to know that we are here every Thursday evening, 9:15. We ask that folks try to hop on board around 9 o'clock. We have an enormous, beautiful deaf team that we have here, as well as everybody here in the Baystate area. Jim Tanner is Mr. Wonderful. You know how like you have the Shark Tanks, but he's our Mr. Wonderful. He has a book, which I hope you're going to wind up sharing, and a lot of folks on our team are looking forward to purchasing that on Amazon. And he is a $200,000 ring earner. He's in the $1 Million Club, and he brings us every single week a wealth of knowledge that if you miss it, you miss it. Granted, we can get it recorded, but there are some things you want to get in the moment. And that's why I'm really happy that every single one of you have decided to join us today. Normally, Joe, who runs this show so effortlessly, so I'm coming in her shadows. I got some big shoes to fill in today, but I feel like I'm not alone. Wouldn't you agree, Jim?
I think you're doing great so far, and I can't make anything work. So here you're good. I'm going to start because I think recognition is so important, Sharon. Of course. So I'm going to be a little rude because my camera's there, and I got another screen over here, and I'm going to read off the folks' names that are making a difference and already in Performance Club here in September. Also, whatever this filter is, I just saw myself. If I could get this in real life, because my skin the wrinkles are not on the screen. I don't know if it's my broadband is too shaky or what, but I look good. So I'm going to have everybody Zoom with me from now on. So, and then we're going to go back to you in a second to talk, to introduce some of the folks that are going to share their own story. But I want to just, first of all, just have a shout out and say first to everybody, honestly. We had a great August, and sometimes when you have a great month in August, in any month, but especially August, and then we get into like Labor Day weekend and all the other stuff that happens, and then Labor Day was late. All I'm saying is the momentum that came right through the first 10 days of September has been fabulous. And that's all the associates in Massachusetts. You know, everybody likes to say, you know, kind things about me, and I love to hear them, but I recognize that I am just standing out front collecting credit for all of the work that you all are doing. And I was on a call with Don Thompson today, the president of our network division, and he was very complimentary about what's happening here in Massachusetts, because it's supposed to be, you know, this outlier region where there really hasn't been this momentum that we have. But you are the individuals, the men and women, the people that are making it happen. So congratulations to all of you. And let's just recognize the folks that are already making a difference in the month of September. And here's what making a difference means. You are protecting people with Legal Shield and ID Shield. You are putting in place these protections for an individual, family, an employee of a business, the business owner, and you are helping them to have equal access to the justice system. So that's not a small thing. That is a massively important thing. And it also means that you probably had to talk to, share, and invite to learn more, you know, multiple people, because people are busy. Folks are not always quick to grab onto an opportunity to learn something new, right? We all think we know everything already. So that means that for these folks to have made a difference in people's lives, they probably had to do some exposing and following up, and they did that. And I want to congratulate that. In September so far, Julie Gershon. Congratulations, Julie. Fitzgerald and Johan Santine. Great job to you guys. Kwame Kessie. Kwame, that's a new name for me, so hopefully we'll keep seeing it on here, and I'll connect with you, and you can explain to me if I'm saying it right or not. Joe Welch. We know Joe's always making a difference in our lives and making a difference as well on our Mad Streak list. Daniel Lyer, sorry, Daniel. Karina Stewart, Augustine Ofor-Kai, Amy Mahoney, my wife Danielle Russo and I, and Mr. Bob Sheasley, making a difference already. And this list is just going to keep growing and growing here in the month of September. And we want to add your name to the list. And if you need help, if you're not sure what to do, I'm going to talk more about that at the end. But I think one of the most important things I ever learned in this business was to be humble enough to ask for help. And the folks that are having success, listen, people don't become Millionaire Club members by accident. So they are asking for help. They're allowing people to pour into them, the leaders that came before them that want to help. And in Performance Club, first of all, congratulations, Karina Stewart, your first month in Performance Club. Great job to you, Karina. We have Joe Welch, 22 months in Performance Club. And these are the folks that have already made it for September. Danielle and I, we're at 77 months. And we're so excited to continue on that track and to lead by example. But there's no catching Julie Gershon. Julie Gershon is 159 months in Performance Club. We're going to get Julie on the show one of these Thursdays when she's taking a break, if she ever takes a break from writing tremendous amounts of business every single month. We're going to get her on here, and we're going to do all that bragging we do about Julie Gershon, but we're going to do it where like she has to hear it and be embarrassed by it. It'll be a lot of fun. So we'll get her on. And then I also want to talk about, just so I don't forget, because I'm seeing it on my screen, Don Thompson. This Saturday, we have our Legal Shield Super Saturday event for the Northeast. That's all of us. And yes, people keep asking me, you can invite your associates that are in other parts of the country. You know, we want to get everybody in front of Don Thompson. And so there's no cost to this event, but you do have to register. And the registration is on Legal Shield Calendar under the Massachusetts state list. So just go to legalshieldcalendar.com/MA, and that'll take you there. Or just go to legalshieldcalendar.com and pull up Massachusetts in the dropdown. Click on this Saturday's date, and you'll see the link to register. Pre-register. You guys are talking about my book and being so nice. I shipped 10 signed copies to the Mannings, Pat and Christine Manning, and they're going to draw for autographed copies of the book. They're going to draw 10 winners from all of the people that are pre-registered. So you can get a free signed copy of the book. And I don't want you to feel bad because they paid full price for the book. So it's not costing me anything. So I want you to get one of those. And listen, even if you don't read it, it's always, it's important to have books on your shelf. People are impressed by that. And you can always tell somebody, the guy that wrote that one, and they'll say, he looks like he's never read a book. I can't believe he wrote one. That's what my mom said. No, she didn't. That's terrible. Okay. Sharon, I'm so excited to stop talking because I want to turn it over to you. Now I'm going to come back at the end. I'm going to share some thoughts. I'm going to be more serious, but I'm just having such an unbelievable day. And I want you to remind me to tell the story about why today has been so meaningful to me. And I'm going to close us out with that. So Sharon, over to you.
Great. Well, Legal Shield, we make a difference in everyone's lives, but not only other folks our prospects that we meet, but also the individuals here. Right now, I'd like to introduce one of our associates. She's going to end up sharing her level. Her name is Amy Reed, and she happens to be one of our deaf leaders, and I'm going to spotlight you. So here you go, Amy. Hello, my name is Amy Mahoney, and I'm from Massachusetts. I made a difference, mad. And why? Because I've been selling and protecting families every single month for the last 4 months. And I've also been able to join as an associate, and it's been like about 5 months. I love this Legal Shield family. I love my team. We're truly a team, and I've been Performance Club qualified. Thank you. Let me see. I'm going to give me one moment. Technical issues. Okay. So thank you, Amy. Now we have another gentleman. His name is Daniel Allaire, I-L-A-I-R-E for the interpreters. We're going to spotlight him, and he's going to share why he joined Legal Shield. Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel. I've been with Legal Shield for 1 month. And you may wonder why I joined. At the time, I was really struggling with budget, issues with collections, and paying people with what little funds I had. I wanted to purchase a vehicle, and in the process of filling out the paperwork, I was denied. And the reason I was denied was because my credit wasn't good enough. I tried different places, and I did not was qualified. But one of my favorite interpreters, Miss Sharon Mendes, yes, the one that we have here today, she offered me this opportunity with Legal Shield. I watched the presentation, and it was just what I needed, that with ID Shield, I could get advice and information that could even help me with my credit. I joined the team as an associate, and it has been fabulous. I am now a senior associate, and I've only been in the company for a month. Before Legal Shield, I wasn't even able to get a phone, and now I have my own personal smartphone. The sky is the limit, and I am totally thrilled that I'm here with this company, and I love this opportunity. I thank you all very much for hearing me. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you at the top as well. Fabulous. That was a great story. And right now, I have been asked to share why I wanted to join Legal Shield. As you already know, My name is Sharon Mendes, and I was brought up with some real rich basic values of honesty, integrity, and hard work. And hard work was a big part of my life, and it comes naturally. Well, I'm a professional sign language interpreter, and I was working 60 plus hours every single week. And on top of it, because I read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Cash Flow Quadrants, that I realized that there are 4 quadrants that we have. And I wasn't an employee because I worked for myself and I worked really hard. But what I found through that and trying to find entrepreneurial adventures, that I was doing nothing more but trading my time for money. And that wasn't the mindset that was going to get me anywhere. And also in the process, through working really hard and getting stressed, I came down with breast cancer. So whatever funds I had went down quite quickly, going through chemo, and I'm happy to say that I'm 2 years in recovery. So I managed to get through that rocky road. But through this process, I was introduced to Legal Shield. And there are 3 main reasons why I ended up joining. One was we have a great product and that we can make a difference in people's lives. 2 is an opportunity for me to be with like-minded people. And because as an interpreter, I primarily worked by myself and for myself. And the 3rd way was because I was able to make an income 4 different ways. Now I'm going to tell you about just a little bit of me that makes me feel really good, because I have a big heart, and a lot of my consumers that I work with note that. It gave me such pride. I have a gentleman, one of our associates here, Leslie Cox, who said to me one day, he said, "Sharon, I am so proud of you because I saw your name on the leaderboard. And for the first time, I got to see what somebody else looks at me in that special way, and enough to make me cry." I've also had clients that I work with, help them get their wills that are set up. People who are in crisis, and to find that they do not have to come up with loads of money to pay for a lawyer when they can have their end of life set up, and really teach them the value of the love letter and setting up their will and protecting themselves and their children. So that's why I'm here with Legal Shield. So thank you. Jim, this is your turn.
Everyone did so fantastic. Oh man, I love it. Sharon and Daniel and Amy, and I mean, just honestly, just fantastic. And I love seeing people win in Legal Shield. And Sharon, I think, you know, obviously you've been watching these Thursday evening Zooms while we've been doing this, and getting this going, and watching as people started to really kind of come in and start to participate and see that there was value in coming here every single week together. And I know that you've been one of the folks that's been with us the whole time. And I think about all of the ways that success leaves clues. And I love what you say about associations and you know, being around like-minded people, and also people that are going in the same direction. And I just think that's powerful. So I'm grateful for everything that was said and communicated this evening, and I'm grateful for all of you that are participating. And I challenge you to not only join these people that are moving towards the top in their own Legal Shield business, but also to when you are joining these folks on the road to the top in your Legal Shield business, that you also do me a favor and say, hey, I want to tell my story, because here's something that Sharon and Daniel and Amy may not understand today, but will as they continue on their journey. Today, from what was communicated, somebody will make a decision in their business. This will be that moment for someone, and it will be because of something that you shared. Now, that's heavy, right? I mean, nobody really wants to have to think about that. Like you could have that much effect, but I think that you already now all understand, even if you're brand new, you understand that what we do at Legal Shield allows us to be agents of change in people's lives. And as Jim Rohn famously said, we can affect the people directly and indirectly, a few or hundreds or thousands, or in some cases, it'll be millions of people. But we get to make that choice, and Legal Shield becomes the vehicle for that. And I think too often, so some of the names I see on here, I know that you're part of my organization, and you just heard me talk for an hour, those of you on our team's Thursday evening webinar. So some of this is the same ground, if you'll forgive me, because not everybody here was on that. But I think too often we misunderstand the potential of our business because we will compare ourselves to people who've come before us, and we'll use, in the book, I call it distortions, distorted thinking around other people's success versus what our own potential for success is. And distortion number 6 in the book is, well, we tell ourselves that it was easier for someone else. And I can tell you, having done this for 16 years and having told myself that early on when I was frustrated in my business, it just simply isn't true. I mean, when you look at profiles of success and you learn about the people who've come before us and what they had to go through, and the lack of education that people had, the lack of opportunities they had, the lack of connections and support that they had, and yet they still, through grit and determination, built a Legal Shield business, a legacy for their families, a financial wall around their household with this business. What I hope you take away from that is that you can do it too. And that's really what I try to communicate to people with that chapter, is that if other people have done this, then you can do it too. If other people are making a difference in someone's life this month, then you can do that too. If other people are Millionaire Club members, you can do that too. Now, here's what I'm going to do, and I hope that this doesn't feel rude for you, but I just want to share, and I don't want to get off track, and I want to be concise. So I'm just going to pull some stuff out of the book that I think is valuable. And you'd think that a guy like me would know exactly what page that's on, right? But if you bear with me, I'll just keep talking, and it'll seem like I know what I'm doing. Here it is. Okay. So first of all, when I talk about this idea that we compare ourselves, which we should never do, compare ourselves to what someone else has accomplished, we often, if we do that, we make the mistake of we compare where we are now in our business to where that person is. So like maybe you compare yourself just getting started and you say, oh, but look at Brian Carruthers or Darnell Self or pick somebody that's famous in the company and you say, look how much further along they are. You have to realize, where did that person start? Like, where did they start and where are you starting? And when you start to examine it like that, then you start to understand that if they can do this, I can do it too. So the first thing I want to say, and I'll be brief because I want to let everybody get back to what they were doing, but I want to teach you as leaders how to teach this in your team, not just to hear it. Because even if what I'm about to say is not a problem for you, it is affecting the growth in your organization. Because the reality is, I can teach you how to build a Legal Shield business in 5 minutes. I use about 1 page in my book to describe it. I mean, basically, you expose somebody to the business, you follow up with that person, you get them on the phone or on Zoom with somebody else to answer their questions, then you sign them up, and then you teach them how to do what you just did with them. That's it. So that's the whole business. So then why do some people become millionaires in this simple business model and other people struggle or observe from the sidelines? I mean, I think it's okay to admit that not everybody who's joined as a Legal Shield associate is a Millionaire Club member, but let's examine why that is. I think everybody would like to have that level of success, but we often talk ourselves out of it. And I was talking myself out of it too. And so here's what I think is helpful, because this was helpful for me, but also look at your organization, take inventory of your team. If somebody is struggling silently, wonder if perhaps this would be helpful to them too. Number one, to remind yourself that you can do this. And on Thursday evenings, we bring to you people that are doing it so that you can feel that that success is happening around you. But I had to remind myself that I was capable of doing this, that I was competent to do it, but that I was worthy of the success. And I think a lot of folks are hung up on the worthy part. You know, I used to think like, how dare I strive to go above and beyond my station in life? And it's interesting. I started this Legal Shield business to make $400 a week because I had a full-time job and a part-time job, and combined those jobs paid me $400 a week. So my mindset was, I'm going to quit both of those jobs and be a business owner, and I need $400 a week. Now, it didn't occur to me that I was broke at $400 a week. So I wasn't going to be any less broke. I guess the money was just going to be from a different source. But the reason that I had that limit on my mind was that's what I believed I deserved. See, that's where my mindset, my personal development was. But here's the reality. When I got to $400 a week and I quit those jobs, I was a winner, because after that, nobody ever told me again when I could eat lunch, how much money I could make, when I could come and go, what I could do. And I got to work from home. And 16 years ago, that was a pretty big deal. Nobody was working from home. So I was grateful for that, but it took my mentors to pour into me and pull out of me that I was capable of more. But so listen, I had to realize I was worthy. Maybe you have that challenge, but definitely people in your team do. And then I looked at the evidence. Like I was saying, the evidence is on our side. People that came from tough situations have made incredible incomes in this business. And when I started to think critically about what those people have done and where they came from, it started to become clear that I could really, whatever I did was going to be the key to my success. So if I stayed motivated and focused and stayed focused on doing the daily boring activities of a millionaire club member, exposing people to the business, following up with people, getting folks that, you know, they said they were going to call you, but they don't. You call them, it goes to voicemail. You know, people that said they were going to sign up on Friday and now it's Sunday and you've been trying to get a hold of them for 2 days. I mean, that everybody goes through that. It's boring and it's mundane. And it also happens to be how you build $1 million business. So there's no way around it, but you can go through it and then you can be on the other end of that. Here's another thing I had to remember, that other people's opinions of me actually were irrelevant. See, before I let people tell me what the value of my business was, like, and maybe some of you have experienced that, you know, people are not positive about your new business, they're negative, or maybe they're just neutral. They're not supportive, they're not unsupportive. And you want them to be passionate because you're passionate. Well, I was there and I listened when people told me that it wasn't going to work. A lot of people that, you know, folks I brought this to said, hey, this isn't going to work. This is not, you know, these things don't work. And so that was the reason they didn't want to do the business with me. And then later, when I made $100,000 in a year, they said, well, yeah, it works, but you know, how long is that going to last? And then when I'd made $1 million and I went back to the same people again, they said, well, you know, you're really a suave sales professional, which I guess I became some suave sales professional that in the time that they knew me since high school. But the point is, it was never about me or my opportunity. It was about them and their feelings of worth and value and what was possible for their life. And a lot of those people were older than me, and I thought they were wiser than me. And the reality is that if I had listened to their advice and stayed where they were, that would have been a disaster for me, because I've been able to achieve, the life of my dreams, right? And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying it's so common at Legal Shield. Hundreds of families have become millionaire club members. Hundreds of families have a house at the beach and don't have a boss and have 2 parents at home with the kids and make their own schedules and don't worry about the bills because they're all on auto pay. Hundreds of families are in that situation. And thousands of people are earning income that supplements them, that gives them a more reliable car, a better home, kids in a better school, comfort and lack of worrying about where things are going to come from, because they've been able to close the gap in their own family while building a residual income for the future. So I'm glad that I didn't listen to those people. And by the way, you're going to develop new skills here, but that's true of anything. You're going to develop the skills to kind of let that stuff roll off your back. And then my final point, because I won't keep you guys long. This is the thing I wanted to talk about, Sharon, is that maybe I'll talk about one other thing. Let's see how long it takes me to make this point. The leaders in our business in Legal Shield believe in us. The people who came before us believe in us. And I think it is too often missed that for $99, you got to join a company that's worth $2 billion that pays out a 1-year advance commission, and they don't charge finance charges on that. They don't ask us for a credit report before they do it. They trust us with that. They allow us to build a book of business that will pay out residuals for life. Now, they don't have to do that. They could have had a business model where they said, we'll give them advance commission, and then they won't even notice that we're keeping the residuals. They didn't do that. They give us both. We own the residuals, and we get a 1-year advance commission up front. It's a company where 800 employees do all the hard work for us. They answer the phones and they service the customers. There's thousands of attorneys that provide the service for us. We don't have to do that either. We're not the IT department, which, as you could see tonight, thank goodness, right? Because I can't even get the slides to come on a Zoom. So we don't have to do that. There's people in an IT department with a multi-million-dollar budget that makes our websites and keeps them up 24/7, 365, that processes all the credit card transactions from Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, debit cards, your checking account, savings account. We have accounting departments that pays us, everyone upline and downline from us, sidelines, and calculates every bonus and does all of that. We have programs like bonuses and trips and incentives that are financed by the company. So, in other companies, you might have to do that as a team leader. Say, hey, listen, I'm going to give you $100 if you fast start qualify. You know what? We used to do that in my team, but now the company pays that for us. The company just pays that for everybody. And they not only do they give my new associate $100 for fast start qualifying, they give me $100 too, just because they know that the speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. So all of that, as cool as that is for $99, right, pales in comparison to this one factor. For $99, you are now working with millionaires. Like millionaires that you call on the phone will call you back, will text you and email you back, because they're financially vested to you. You're not a distraction from their business. You are their business. And we get that immediately. And everywhere around you are people that want to be successful entrepreneurs. They want to know what to do and how to have success in this new economy. And they don't know a single millionaire. They wouldn't have the first clue on how to get a hold of somebody. And if they did, if they called the guy who owns 10 car dealerships, that's a millionaire, and they could get that guy on the phone, what are the odds that that person would say, yeah, come on over here. Let me just show you exactly how I did this so that, you can come and compete with me and build car dealerships next door. No, he's not going to do that. But in our business, the millionaires are begging. Like right now, here's my phone. Every time I get a text, I hope it's someone in my team that wants me to help them. I hope it's someone that has a question that I can answer. I am literally on call to a team of people, and I am their Millionaire Club member upline leader. And we all have that. Now, we might not feel confident in ourselves to reach out to those people, and that's a different issue. We might not feel worthy, right? Back to that word worthy. We might not feel worthy to reach out and say, I need your help, or I want to earn your time. But for $99, you got that on day one. Whether you seize that or not, it's right there and available for you. And I'll say this about Legal Shield. I've never been in any other direct sales company. I've never been in any other home-based business company, because I knew about the membership and I love the membership, and that's how I ended up here. But I do know this about this company. I have never talked to a Millionaire Club member, a six-figure income earner, a quote-unquote success story in this company that has ever checked to see if I was in their team before they helped me. They were always excited. And I'm not talking about Jim Tanner, whose picture's hanging in the home office. I'm talking about the guy that, delivered furniture all day and then went to a Legal Shield meeting at night. That guy. They never asked whose team I was in. They never checked to see if they were, going to earn income off of my business. They were just there to help. They've poured back into me. And I've seen that over and over and over again, because the pioneers that came before them did that for them, and they're paying it forward. And that's what we do. See, we can never pay them back. It's not possible. So then we pay it forward. They want us to be the most successful, the brightest group of Legal Shield associates that's ever been crafted and created in the 48 years, because they know that we will pay it forward, that we will protect the brand and grow it from 2 billion to 4 billion to 8 to 12 to 20 billion, that we'll take it from 4 to 6 to 12 million to hundreds of millions of people that live life worry-free every day, because they know that if someone's treating them unfairly, if they're owed a refund they're not getting, if the insurance company won't cut them a check, that they don't have to get upset. They don't have to Google it. All they have to do is talk to their law firm, and they're going to know exactly what to do. That's peace of mind. That's living life worry-free. That's being able to walk around with your shoulders back, your chest out, knowing that you're a Legal Shield member, that you're part of this community. So it's not just a business, but it's an incredible business. And it's not just an opportunity, but it's an incredible opportunity. It's a vehicle for each of us to be able to create an entirely new financial reality for this generation, for you and I and our families, for the next generation, through the ability for us to will our book of business, but also to be agents of change in people's lives, because we can protect them with the membership, but also we can open the door for them to join the opportunity. And right now, more than at any time in all the years I've been doing this, there are more people in the United States and Canada that need a home-based income stream than ever, more than ever. 15 million American moms and dads have children at home that are supposed to be at school right now, and they're feeling it, and they're not sure what to do. Millions of teachers aren't sure they want to be teachers anymore, and they don't know what their options are. There's just a story after story after story of people that have been treated unfairly enough in life that they will immediately recognize the value of this membership when we show it to them. And there are people that have been held back through their lack of ability to earn income because they've been trading just their time for money without a model like ours. And they've felt that frustration long enough that when they see this opportunity, they'll seize it. The only question is, will you show it to them? The only question is, will you be the one that follows up with them? But more importantly, and this is what I wanted to talk about to wrap it up. Today, I have a new associate on my team in Tennessee. And I just thought that, and I'm not going to read her email because it was very personal, but I'll just encapsulate it. She woke up this morning and she did not know Legal Shield existed, nor ID Shield. She had been devastated 12 years ago. She told me this after she learned about what we do and she saw a presentation. I didn't know this before I invited her to the presentation. She told me that many years ago, she had been devastated because of a legal issue, had to start all over, lost 90% of her income. And 3 weeks ago, became a victim of theft. Now, I'm grateful that I could step into her life, but I'm also haunted by the millions of people that we didn't get to today. That's just one person that desperately needs what we have. Now, she needed Legal Shield years ago. So I can look at that. If I'm taking responsibility, I can say I failed her years ago when I should have found her then. But we found her now. And we'll use our system and our model and her story to go and help more people. That's what's happening. On the days you think no one's interested, on the days you think, well, nobody sees it, on the days you think this is harder than it has to be, and on the days you think this is easier for somebody else than it's been for me, know that everybody starts at the bottom. Everybody starts with 0 associates on their team, 0 members on the books. Every Millionaire Club member has started where you started. There's no special deals. We all start that way. but we don't have to finish that way. We can build a massive business that changes people's lives. And we do that one exposure at a time, one follow-up at a time, one Legal Shield story being told at a time. Now, tonight you heard some fantastic Legal Shield stories from folks that are moving quickly in Massachusetts. And as you continue to plug into your team calls and webinars and Zooms, you're going to hear more of those success stories. Don't ever tell yourself that they have an advantage that you don't have. You are in the same business with the same compensation plan, the same opportunity, and in the same market. Whether it's Massachusetts or Connecticut or Florida or Oregon, we are Americans. We are the United States and Canada, and we need access to justice. And we need a source of income where we don't have to trade our time for those dollars, because people don't have any more time and they don't have enough dollars. That's what you and I represent, and that's what we can change. Sharon, I appreciate you being my co-pilot. I'm going to turn it back to you. You can have the last word, just like Joe always gets. It's your turn. Over to you. You're muted, Sharon.
Fabulous. I don't know about you, but I took several pages of notes. Can I get a hand up for anybody else who was taking notes? Phenomenal. This was truly phenomenal. I want to thank you, Jim, for sharing your words of wisdom with us, and that the speed of the leader determines the path. So now it's up to you to get this word out. I hope you found pearls of wisdom today. I hope you're able to go back tonight. It's only 10 o'clock, and either work on your list, see about what's happening, but definitely plan on Saturday. Register for Saturday. Invite your folks for Saturday. It's Super Saturday. We all need to be there. And on top of it, let's all get on that board for PC qualified. Okay? Thank you all for coming tonight. Truly appreciate you. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Amy. And thank you, Daniel, for sharing your stories. And everybody have a good night. Bye-bye.